Welcome to the final session on tenses. Actually, under future category also, this is the last type, and we are winding up our discussion on tenses, tense forms, different types of tenses. This is the fourth type under future category. This is future perfect continuous tense. And again, with all the major three types, we have four subdivisions. This is the fourth one of under future category. We will have a look at this, the details. With any other tense, we need to know the three major factors about a tense. First, about the usage, then about the helping verb, and then about the verb form. These are the major details we are supposed to know about any tense for constructing sentences using that without much complications. So this is a refreshing for all the tenses, for all the other tenses also that we have discussed so far. And this is the winding up session. That's all. So future perfect continuous tense. What is the usage or what kinds of actions can be referred using this? To refer to an action that began in the past, that will be continuing until a certain point of time in the future. That is the usage. To refer to an action that began in the past. We will have a diagram-wise explanation so that it's just about reading now. It began in the past. Okay, we mark down a definite point of time in the past, but will be continuing until a certain point of time in the future. So the sense is clear here. It's going to be a continuous action, but its starting point and its nature of continuity, all those are something to do or have something to do with the future also. That's why it's named to be future perfect continuous tense. With this, we can understand that any perfect continuous tense, whether present or past or future, all of those three types of perfect continuous tense, all these actions have the starting point in the past itself. So present perfect continuous, if it is a present perfect continuous action, it's at a definite point of time in the past, but continues in the present, thus continuing in the present also. If it is past perfect continuous tense action, it started at a definite point of time in the past and it was going on at another time, a definite point of time in the past. It's continuing, but now there is no trace of it in the present or in the future. But there also you can mark down the beginning of the action in the past itself. Here again we come across the same notion that the action beginning it's in the past definite point. At a past definite point only. But it's the difference is it is not even ending in the present, but it may go on in the future. It may continue in the future until a certain point of time. Helping verbs are will have been, shall have been. Will have been, shall have been. As with any other future tense, hope it's already clear by this time. Will have been, shall have been. You can use in a very flexible way, but preferably I shall have been, we shall have been, and with all the other subjects you can opt. Preferably you can opt will have been as the helping verb. Now formation, so casually if you want you can have a look at this formation, subject plus helping verb. You opt either will have been or shall have been. Then verb plus ing. As it's a continuous tense with any other continuous variety, we already refer it to be the apt verb form. As ing as the apt verb form. That's running, singing, thinking, teaching. Whichever base form you have to add base form of the verb. With the base form of the verb, you have to add ing. Then object. If there is an object for the help main verb, you can add that as well. Let us see. I shall have been teaching English for 5 years by 2019. When I am correcting that, updating this file, I shall have been teaching English for 7 years by 2021 or 8 years most probably. So in 2015, 15 plus 15, 14, 15 time, if you want, you can just have a look at this. Sometimes it's 7 years or 5 years, whichever it may be. It's according to the subject person who is talking. That's all. So I shall have been teaching English for 7 years by 2021. You know, 2021 or 2022. That's apt, because when we refer about 2021, it may likely cause confusion. Because 2021, with all our diagram based representation, we take 2021, the time of recording of this video, to be the present definite point. So it's good that you take 2022 as the point of time in the future. Okay, I shall have been teaching English for 7 years by 2021 means this person who is talking shall have been teaching. That's teaching, the act of teaching, the action of teaching that started at a point of time 7 years back actually. You can mark down the year of starting, the point of starting the career about this person who is speaking. If you want, you can definitely refer that. You can definitely get the notion about the time of the proper beginning time of this action. This is the worth of such perfect continuous tenses. Otherwise, okay, I was teaching in this way also you can refer. But here you can get the notion of the proper beginning time and the duration of the action. Everything very clearly well. If you want to make things very clear, this is the apt tense. These types like perfect continuous tenses of any variety can be of help, real help. So for 7 years, so that you get the duration also, and you have a mention about the kind of time, at a certain point of time in the future. If you take 2021 to be present time, present period, present point, you can take this 2022 or 23 or 24, any year in the future to be a future definite point. Another example, I take another example. She shall have been talking for 10 hours by 2 o'clock. So an action that started 10 hours before. Particular time period, if you want, you can definitely mark down the time of starting talking by 2 o'clock. She shall have been. She is the subject. Shall have been. You take the helping verb. So very interchangeably, flexibly you are using. Otherwise, will have been also is okay. Talking. ing form of the verb. And then you add the duration and such other details. Very specifically. For specificity. Or more clarity. Then another example. You will have been studying English for 15 years. By the time you graduate. You take about it, each one can think about that. About learning a particular language. You can think about, at which standard, in which standard, from which standard onwards I did have this particular subject. At which standard that I started learning English or Hindi. Or anything you can mention refer using this. Provided that the action that particular action has a beginning in the past and it's not ended here at the time of speaking, so that you have to of the other variety like present perfect continuous only. And here it's going on, it's likely to go on in the future as well. Let us take the diagram-based representation. You take this 2015 as a past definite point. 2018, for more clarity, I take another past definite point. So, but the action is going on. It is not ended here as we represented in past perfect continuous. If in that case it ended here, and we referred this, we just marked down this present time period, therefore clarity. But here it began in the past, and with the 2015 you can take this arrow mark here to be the beginning point. Then it's going on and going on. 2018 again another past point, but you didn't end up the action. In 2021, in the present, you are at the time of your speaking also you are going on. Sometimes about studying or teaching. All these such actions are all of a continuing nature. The present time, if you take this, the moment of my speaking to be 2021 to be the present, then 2022, 2023, any future definite point, you can opt to make that clear. Because that action is starting in 2015, it started in 2015, it's going on and going on, it doesn't come to an end in 2021. Going on and it may continue in 2022, it may continue till 2023, and this is one of the apt tense forms to refer to such continuous action, and you can add such details of duration, details such as duration or proper beginning point, the apt beginning point, and such details for more clarity. So that's all with the future perfect continuous tense. For that, winding up, for the sake of winding up, I would like to mention tenses is a very simple part in grammar where you can see almost all the actions that we perform. Actually, what all things we prefer to communicate in any language are based on the actions that we perform on a daily life basis or something immediately or intricately connected with our life or those who are around us. Sometimes we want to declare something, sometimes we want to deny something, sometimes we want to ask or seek permission for something. Sometimes we want to ask question about something, or sometimes we want to frame question about some actions or some possible events. In all those, this is a covering type of topic. Well, yeah, almost all the actions that we perform, either those are there in present or in the future or in the past. And now we know we can perform actions in different other ways. Present action doesn't mean that it is just on the spot. Sometimes it can be of a continuing nature. Sometimes now we know that different varieties available and how useful they are. Before learning this, we may feel, why all these divisions? Okay, all these present actions, you can refer using some variety, some one or two or some one construction enough. But that's not enough. Now we know. Because present action itself can be done in different forms, different modes. Like sometimes it can be of continuing nature, sometimes it can be on the spot. Sometimes it it is just ended before the time of speaking. Sometimes it started years ago, but it's still going, it's continuing in the present. So these are the ways in which you can refer different actions. So tenses as a topic for learning is not just for the sake of examination. It can be really helpful for your daily life communication. And whenever you prefer using this language, the global language, English, which gets you more reach, more flexibility in communication all across the world, you want that kind of a proficiency, excelling. This is what is needed. You just have an idea about the types of words in English. Then see the basic sentence types in English. So that often comes in tenses. When I talk about affirmative sentence, you know what affirmative sentence is. Because already before talking about tenses, it should be taught. Otherwise, what is this negative sentence, interrogative sentence, affirmative sentence? All these are given already. So now then we move to tenses. The first idea is about the major three divisions, but then the four different types of each: present, past, future is read out. But see, people may have this question: why all these divisions? It's very complicated. It's complicating things. But now we know how important these are, how minute the differences are. I have been studying is never equivalent to I had been studying. I am coming is never equal to I was coming. I send SEND is never equal to I sent SENT, which is never equal to I have sent SENT. I have sent is never equal to I has sent. It's even wrong. So this is the way. Opting, knowing things, very, very simple things about each tense. Mainly usage. This tense can be used to refer to such and such actions. That tense can be used to refer to such kind of an action. Then the main two other details you have to know about any tense is just the helping verbs, and then about the verb form, and only 3 or 4 verb forms you have to remember. This particular nutshell gets you everything in detail. Nothing more than that is needed. Helping verbs and the verb form. With all the continuous tense, it's ing. With all the perfect tense, it's V3. So again, just at the few simple varieties of different forms we have to see. But almost always V1 is there as the constant. Certain exclusive cases you have to look at. Sometimes it's with the S or ES, sometimes it's with the V2 as directly used or did plus V1 in certain types of sentences like negative and interrogative. That's all. And simple future tenses comparatively very simple. With all the and again future tense varieties in general, because we have the flexibility in helping verb usages or options. And other tenses are also very easy if you take the major factors that are necessary if you study all these things very clearly well. So that's all with the tenses. Thank you so much for listening.